Shepherd family, they are on the right track for success. 5 years ago, these three incredible sisters from Brooklyn gained notoriety when they competed in the AAU Junior Olympics, and they were actually named Sports Illustrated Kids of the Year. While all of this was going on, the family was homeless.
So their story now on screen for everyone to see. The new documentary, it's called Sisters on Track, and one of the people who has been encouraging these young ladies is our next guest. Take a look.
When I was growing up, my grandmother took in foster children. There were always children in her home that she raised, and that's what we were used to. You take care of children. That was ingrained in us. So in some small way, I try to do that through the track team. Take care of kids who have parents, but they need some extra person in their lives.
Now that is a story. Joining us now is Coach Jean E. Bell. Good morning to you, Coach. How are you?
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, good morning. I'm so excited to talk to you because, you know, this documentary, for those who don't know, as we've been describing, it follows the Shepherd sisters. However, as their coach, we see you in action, coaching them, other young women in track. I love that you're New York's very own. What made you get involved first and foremost in coaching?
Well, I ran track for several years until I went to law school. And I was interested in having other girls have my same experience and opportunities.
So the Junis Track Club, this is an organization you launched 35 years ago. As you mentioned, you have a law background. So what led you to this type of service in Brooklyn, in the community?
There weren't too many opportunities for girls and young women to do things, and there was nothing else for them to do but be in the streets. And that always leads to trouble. I wanted to give them something where they could be part of and grow from there.
I just love your whole demeanor, by the way. You're just very inspirational. You're so
Yes.
calm. But you've also told parents along the way, you know what, this is not about training Olympic athletes, but this is about helping people move forward in their education and get into college. Why do you see that as the approach?
Well, our focus has always been on education. I don't train children to become Olympic athletes. If that happens later, that's great. But for these kids, they really need to look forward to a higher education in order to help them get out of the circumstances to which they were born.
And as we mentioned before, Coach Bell, you are so much more than just a coach. You are a social worker, you're their advocate, you're their counselor, right? You do so much. And just like your program, it's also more than education. It seems like you're instilling these girls with foundational life tools, but you're teaching them this through track. So why is it so important, or what are some tools that they could learn that can shape their life through the sport of track and field?
Well, we encourage the girls to set goals and to be responsible for themselves. It's important that any child have a goal that they want to reach and that there's someone there to teach them how to meet that goal and also to be responsible.
Oh, gosh, you know, and having that support system overall is so important. Real quick, before we bring in the gang here, I do want to ask you about the actual Shepherd sisters and how they kind of got involved overall. When you first met them, your impressions.
Well, I met the Shepherd sisters at the Colgate Women's Games, which is a series of track meets held in Brooklyn, and they're free. So I saw them, I thought they had promise, and I invited them to be on the team. But later on, I invited them separately, and later on, I found out that they were sisters.
Oh, wow.
So that was a unique surprise.
Right. And through your work, Coach Bell, we really see the magnitude of what you're doing, because these three sisters, as incredible as their story is, it's just one story, right, out of a lot of other similar stories that I'm sure you've encountered doing the work that you're doing. We're going to bring in the team, Ben, Marisol. As we do that, though, Coach Bell, I do want to get your take, right, on the black girl magic that's going down at these qualifiers for the Tokyo Olympics. We have Sha'Carri Richardson, we have Raven the Hawk Sanders, we have Sydney McLaughlin, Gabby Thomas. We know it's all about representation. So how does it make you feel as someone who teaches Black and brown youth to see these women going to represent the United States really on the world stage.
Yeah.
It makes me feel so proud. And I encourage the girls to watch the trials so they can see their future there if that's what they want. And people have to remember that these elite athletes started on a grassroots team like mine, some of them. So there's no limit to where you can go. And I want the girls on my team to know that.
Coach Bell, can you come here and train us?
I mean,
Marisol has a question for you.
First of all, congratulations on everything you've accomplished. I'm really looking forward to watching the film. I ran track. That was actually my first sport because it's free when you grow up in a place like New York
Yes.
City, in the Bronx, or in Brooklyn or Queens. But I used to give my coach a heart attack every day. And I wonder, I'm sure we see, you know, we see these three lovely young girls. Did they give you the business, and what was your reaction to it? Because for me, I feel like my first teacher was my coach.
Well, the girls are a lot, but none of the girls on the team give me the business because I'm all about the business.
Okay.
And I'm a hard taskmaster, so.
Yeah, we don't want to mess with Coach
We
Bell.
do not. Actually, we do want to mess with her. We want her to come
smiles.
coach us.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Marisol, by the way, I didn't know you ran. We should do a race. I also ran track.
Oh, you want to do a 400?
And,
no.
Coach, you have a team right
Can
here.
you know
Vanessa
what?
also ran track.
Coach us. We'll do a 4x1. And
Okay.
Manna, you can anchor. Ben, you got number 2.
I got the starter
Vanessa,
pistol.
you got number 3. I'll be your leadoff. Okay?
All right, and if we fail,
I'll run you against the girls.
Well, maybe
that's
not.
it. That's it. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're out. We're
No
out.
shot. No shot.
Coach Bell, thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you
Yes.
for everything you're doing for the community as well.
Thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate
Amazing work.
you.
It was an honor. And of course, Sisters on Track is currently streaming on Netflix. Watch it.